A famous guy from history that people for some odd reason can't spell his name right? Stay tuned for more as I share my top 10 interesting facts you might not know from the biography of William Shakespeare. Beginning with our first fact, William Shakespeare is known in history for writing classic plays like Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, and Macbeth. Although Shakespeare was an amazing writer, he pulled a disappearing act. That is where, after having children with Anne Hathaway, there are no records of what Shakespeare did for years. Checking out our next fact, if you're worried about misspelling Shakespeare, don't worry about it. With his name, there are more than 80 ways his name has been spelled, and no one is absolutely for sure how to spell his name. Getting into our next fact, although some celebrate his birth on April 23rd, nobody actually knows his true birthday. Historians have assumed that April 23rd was close to his true birth around that time because of his baptism on April 26th in 1564. Speaking of birthdays being off, although many celebrate his birthday on April 23rd, Shakespeare was actually born under the old Julian calendar, not the current Gregorian calendar. So April 23rd during Shakespeare's life would have been May 3rd on today's calendar. Our next fact is a little creepy. Shakespeare's body is buried at the Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-on-Avon, but his head is missing. It is believed that grave robbers stole his head, looking to see what made his mind tick. When looking at Shakespeare's impact on history, it is easy to point to his writing, but if you look a little closer, not only was Shakespeare a writer, but an actor. It was common to see him performing in his own plays and others as well. Speaking about big names seeing your work, William Shakespeare's plays were seen by royalty. That is where plays were performed for both Queen Elizabeth I and King James I. The life of William Shakespeare came to an end on April 23rd in 1616. He died in his hometown of Stratford-upon-Avon, England. With our final fact, Shakespeare wrote a lot of plays. In his lifetime, he wrote around 37 plays for the theater and over 150 poems that we know of, with many of his works being lost. That is a wrap on our top 10 fun facts from the biography of William Shakespeare. If there are interesting facts you would like to share, hang out with us on YouTube or Facebook, where you can share those facts in the comments in the comment section of this video to help others learn. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and I've had a blast right here on Freshburg Cartoon, where we love, learn, and grow.